Hello, and welcome to Roll for Bowl, the game where I let statistical probabilities decide my lunch. It is episode 48. We are inspired by Adventures in Ardia, and I don't know if you can see it, but my zombie alpaca has mushroom earrings to get along with the new cordyceps trend. If you can't beat 'em, join 'em. Let's go. Some of you may have noticed in my earlier videos that I do have a new dice hammer. Still worthy. And check it out, you just unscrew the top, and the ledge... hang on a second. It's going to take me a minute here. There we go. The edge comes off and boom, dice hammer. Hammer! Alright, let's roll. Here is the dice we'll be using. They were a deep golden color. I thought they reminded me of mead, which is appropriate since Thor's hammer is now a permanent addition to this show. Let's start out by rolling for our soup. And I apologize for the angle. I have to use some different equipment this week. Hopefully that'll get resolved by next week. But that is tomato zucchini minestrone. Yum. Here's the packaging for our soup. We've got tomatoes, zucchini, chickpeas, kale, onions, and tomato basil broth. Sounds like a minestrone to me. Let's taste it. Here's our soup after I prepared it. It's very quick to make. It only takes about 6 minutes. We're going to give it a taste to see what we're working with here. And it is a very complex broth. The basil is forward. But it's very hearty, just like you think what minestrone would be. I feel like you can add a lot of things to this and it would still retain its own flavor, which is good. Now we're going to roll for fat, because say it with me, kids, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh, okay. And we have a 1. That is dairy-free brie. Now this is just a list of cheeses I happen to have over since the new year. There's nothing particularly wrong with the one, but let's talk to a certain person about this. So, what do you have to say about the rolling a 1, Golier?
I am currently trapped in a storm drain. The bottom half of me is above ground and the upper below.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff going on. I'm just saying we've rolled a lot of 1s since we've had you on the team. I'm just kind of suspicious, man. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're going to roll for protein. And it's a 1. It's the worst one because it's tuna. My least favorite thing to add to a soup. Golier, get back here! 2 1s in a row. What do you have to say for yourself? What could you possibly say?
Another own goal for Golier Faith, yes.
Golier, I don't even know what that means. Just how about no more 1s for at least this bowl of soup, okay? So here's the brie I have. It's a dairy-free one I have left over from New Year's. I put it in the freezer, and I don't really unthaw it. I just kind of grate a little over the soup, and it works out really well. So this is not looking too bad so far. So here's the tuna I have. Well, let's add this to the soup, I guess. So here's the tuna. Yeah, that's plenty. We're just going to stir that in. It won't look as pretty, but it'll at least stop me from making a bite of cat food. Now it's time to roll for Wild Magic, the part of the show where it gets interesting. And that is 6 chilies. So funny part about the rest of this episode is I actually forgot to turn the camera off and I just filmed the next 3 rollings and addings together. And then I accidentally deleted adding them. So you're just going to have to use your imagination that I added chilies. Alright, now it's time to add some freshness. And we have 2 peppers. Well, those will go well with the chilies, I guess. We're using our imagination and pretending you see me adding them. As I mentioned, bad editing, accidentally deleted. Our final roll, and we are going to have a 3. That is coconut. Well, that should be interesting. Okay. Hey everybody, before I show you the soup that you can see the coconut and peppers on, that's had from Chadtastic. The leatherwork is from Voodoo Misfits. It's really nice. And here's my soup with the stuff I added on top. Let's give it a whirl. Okay, so not looking forward to this. Probably going to have a good tuna taste, which it does. It does. The minestrone holds up, not badly though. It's definitely the best soup I ever had to add tuna to, but there's definitely ode to cat food in there. So, but if that's all we're dealing with, it shouldn't be a bad score. The cheese goes well. The coconut is, hot. Okay, everything is disappearing but the hot and the tuna, which is not great. Okay, well, Well, I finished it. It was not my favorite thing. Gotta say, the minestrone was surprisingly finishable even with all the heat and the cat food. And, then I'm getting tuna soup everywhere. Okay, great. A new episode of RuPaul's Drag Race is on tonight, so we're going to name it in honor of that. But first, let's give it its rating. 4.9 could have been better. I'm going to call it Her Tuna is on Fire. Or can I say Tuss? No, we're just going to stick with tuna. We're going to stick with tuna. Okay. And we did not do this Minnesota justice. They can't all be winners, but it was the best soup I ever added tuna to. I'll tell you that. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I love you. Bye.